Good morning Year 5 and welcome back. So here are your answers to the common factors questions yesterday. Got some working out there for you if you find that helpful. There is a still if you want to go through your answers. Okay, so bearing in mind that we've done some work on factors and common factors, we are going to have to draw on that knowledge in the next piece of our maths, because today we're going to introduce the concept of ratio. Okay, so ratio is a way of comparing the relative sizes of two quantities or amounts. Okay, so if I take some Lego bricks, I've got some green Lego bricks and I've got some red Lego bricks here. The ratio of green Lego bricks to red Lego bricks is 2 to 1. And that's how we write ratio. So it's the numbers with a little, it's like a colon there in between. So if I was writing that as a sentence, I would say the ratio of green bricks to red bricks is 2 to 1. That's how we say it, 2 to 1. Sometimes you might say there are 2 green bricks for every 1 red brick. We could also do it the other way around. We could say, well, actually, the ratio of red bricks to green bricks is 1 to 2. It doesn't have to be the largest number first. So that's it in essence. Let's go through some examples I've pre-prepared for us. So this is just an example, another pictorial example that I've just done with the Lego. So the ratio of chocolate cupcakes to the vanilla cupcakes is 2 to 1, okay? Or for every 2 chocolate cupcakes, there is 1 vanilla cupcake. The order you put the numbers in, you can do it either way round, but you need to make sure you are saying it in the correct order. So if we're saying chocolate cupcakes first, it's the number related to the chocolate cupcakes that has to come first. So if we would say the ratio of the number of vanilla cupcakes to the number of chocolate cupcakes is 1 to 2. Vanilla first and then chocolate. Okay. So moving on then, what about bigger groups? So this is where we might say instead of whole cakes, we might have groups of things. So we've got groups of pears and groups of apples here. Now they look slightly different, but there are the same amounts in each of those groups. There are 2 trays of pears and 3 trays of apples. The number of fruit pieces in each tray is the same. So now we're going to talk about the ratio using the number of trays rather than the number of pieces of fruit. So the ratio of the number of pears to the number of apples is 2 to 3. Because they're equal numbers, we can do it by 2 trays to 3 trays. Okay, if we were to go the other way around, we would say the ratio of the number of apples to the number of pears is 3 to 2. So the numbers in a ratio don't necessarily talk about the number of items. It could be the number of groups or sets as well. Okay, this next one is about thinking about how we might not just be numbers. It might not be amounts of things. It might be mass or capacity or length. So there are 2 sacks of food here. We have 9 kilos of potatoes and 5 kilos of rice. I have got 9 green bricks to represent the 9 kilos of potatoes and 5 red bricks to represent the rice. So I'm just showing you that we could have, just use the numbers, we could say the ratio of the mass of potatoes to the mass of rice is 9 to 5, or we could put it into a bar model. So you can see from my bricks here, that is practically a bar model already. It's a comparison bar model because we're comparing 2 different amounts of units. So rice is 5 units, potatoes is 9 units. We don't in a ratio use units like kilograms because we're not comparing the mass, we're comparing the relative sizes. So the ratio of the mass of potatoes to the mass of rice is 9 to 5. And the ratio of the mass of rice to the mass of potatoes is 5 to 9. And you could use concrete materials, you could use a bar model, or you could write it straight into the abstract if you feel comfortable to do so. So over to you then to do some practice. So today you've got some tasks based on ratio. There's 2 pages today. So have a little go at those, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll talk a little bit more about ratio when we go through the answers.